What's going on, everyone? So the Denver Nuggets reports came out. Were consoling Michael Porter Jr., just letting him know, hey, we're not going to trade you. It's all just noise. We're just talking. It's fine. Shh. Don't cry. It's fine. We're not going to get rid of you. And we all know that it's nonsense, right? Like, it's got to be. You didn't get all these reports and all this noise about, like, them looking to move him and multiple insiders. It wasn't just one. That we've heard this story. It's a tale as old as time, right? DeMar DeRozan is a great example, right? Organization comes out, GM, ownership, like, he's our guy. He's Mr. Toronto. He's the best. We never get rid of that guy. And then a week or two later, he's, like, shipped out for, Kawhi Leonard, don't get me wrong. But, look, the Nuggets, they have to do something, right? Look, Jokic is still the best player in the world. Jamal Murray on any given night can be great. Michael Porter Jr., same thing. But are they able to win an NBA championship? Yes, but, like, how confident are you in them winning an NBA championship now? Like, last season, obviously the year prior where they did win, there was a ton of confidence. But you lost Bruce Brown, you lost Jeff Green, you lost KCP. You've continued to just kind of drop the ball in several areas. And the only real way to upgrade this roster enough to now get back into the contention conversation is trading Jamal Murray or trading Michael Porter Jr. Now, they're probably not going to trade Jamal Murray, although there are, like, reports that are like, do the Nuggets regret giving Michael or Murray the new extension, which I don't think that they should have, if I'm being honest. I actually think that they probably should trade Jamal Murray. I like Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray is a great player. But the days of him going toe-to-toe with Donovan Mitchell and dropping 50 and looking like a guy that could, like, just win you a series by himself, those days are far and few between. And unless Jamal Murray is playing the Los Angeles Lakers, he's pedestrian on many nights. Right? Like, when he plays the Lakers, he's Michael Jordan in his prime, right? But when he plays any other team, it's daunting how different, like, the numbers and just the eye test and everything looks. And it's just, if you're the Nuggets and you can go get that guy, right? I mean, look, I don't want to trade Jamal Murray, just trade Jamal Murray, right? I don't think you trade him for, Jimmy Butler or something like that. But I think if you can find the right piece or the right move that could kind of give you that spot, if like a different star kind of becomes available and they're like, oh, we could do worse than Jamal Murray, right? And you can kind of just, like, reshape this a little bit, then sure. But outside of that, the only way to do it is Michael Porter Jr. I don't think that they're going to just trade Michael Porter Jr. Like, I don't think that they would trade Michael Porter Jr. Like, there's talks about, like, Brandon Ingram. I don't think that they would trade Michael Porter Jr. for Brandon Ingram, right? Like, because I don't think he's, like, this huge, like, Zach LaVine, I do think that they would. Because he is a real, true, dynamic scorer that would give them a completely different look. He would make them harder to guard. He would make them just more explosive, more dynamic, right? Because he's a guy that can create, drop points in bunches. He's a guy that can go get you 50 on any given night. But his athleticism, right, his off-ball play, Brandon Ingram just doesn't have those things. And I've seen a lot of people that, like, if you're going to trade Michael Porter Jr., you got to get, like, a replacement. So Brandon Ingram does make sense because of similar height and stuff like that. Brandon Ingram isn't great off-ball the way that Zach LaVine is. Zach LaVine is one of the best catch-and-shoot three-point shooters in the league. So he's a guy who can play off ball, can go and create and make plays and stuff. Him and his athleticism and his ability as, like, a slasher and cutter and off-ball threat alongside Jokic while he's just wheeling and dealing. I mean, good luck defending Denver at that point. But, Jimmy Butler was a name that was thrown in, but according to Pat Riley, he's off the market, which, again, I still kind of one of those things, I'll believe it when I see it, right? Like, I don't doubt. I don't think that they're going to just trade Jimmy Butler. I just think that they're not getting the offers and stuff that they want, and it's like all these same options are probably all going to be there in the offseason, maybe even better ones, because, you get a team that got real close, a team like Houston, right? Like, let's say they get to the conference finals and they lose in, like, a hard 6 or 7. They could be like, man, if we had Jimmy Butler, we might have won that series, right? Like, so maybe they'd make a push, make a play. So I think if you're Miami, they're doing the right decision. I just don't buy that, we want to keep Jimmy's our guy. We want Jimmy. Like, I think if they could trade Jimmy for the right price, like if the right package came along, I think Jimmy's gone. I just don't think that they think that they're going to get that right now. And they're not in a rush, right? They're not in the fear of losing Jimmy. They're fine. But the Nuggets, on the other hand, I don't really buy they won't, don't worry, we're not going to trade you type thing. I think that that's just pandering in a lot of ways. I just think that that's also a bit of a leverage move, right? Try to, maybe get some offers up. The problem is, outside of a Zach LaVine or a Jimmy Butler when he was available, who else makes sense? And that's the real dilemma, in my opinion, right? I think that they would ship Michael Porter Jr. tomorrow if the right piece was there. But a Cam Johnson, guys like that, none of these guys are better, or if they are, they're just slightly better than a Michael Porter Jr., right? So I don't think that there's anybody else on the market that makes sense outside of a Zach LaVine currently. Now, obviously, something else could develop. Obviously, something else could come to fruition. You never know what tomorrow's going to bring. Every few months, there seems to be a new star or a new guy that wants out or whatever. So things could very likely change, and in a hurry. Right? But I think if you're the Denver Nuggets, right now you are in your best spot to be telling Michael Porter Jr., hey, we're planning on keeping. I just think it's Denver. There was all this noise, right? And you got all this loud, hey, they're trading Michael Porter Jr. He's on the trade block, right? Hey, you can get him, but it's got to be for the right piece. Got to be something that can put them back in contention, this, that, and the other. Right? And it's just on this loud megaphone. And then it was okay, well, Chicago doesn't want to take on salary, and the Jimmy Butler may not be on the market, and then ultimately isn't on the market. And it's okay, well, what's left? Brandon Ingram, Cam Johnson, Kyle Kuzma, Jeremy Grant. It's none of those guys make any sense to trade Michael Porter Jr. for. So I think part of it is just there's not any options there. So let's just, hey, we were never going to trade you. What are you talking about? Those rumors are just, come on, it's the media. You know that. I think that's what this is. I think it's just them trying to, keep things contained, trying to keep guys' spirits happy, keeping guys high. But I think as soon as if that guy comes on the market, I think they'll ship out Michael Porter Jr. ASAP. Because, again, they don't have any other choices, right? Could they trade Christian Brown and, Watson and these other guys, right? Sure. But, no one's giving you, this haul or this, major return for any of these guys. The only guys that you really could trade to yield another guy would be Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray, and Michael Porter Jr. Aaron Gordon is probably the one guy out of everybody that I wouldn't trade. Right? Because he's the dirty work guy. He's the hustle guy, the defensive guy, right? He does all the things that don't show up, right? Unless you're watching the games, you might never notice Aaron Gordon, right? You'll only notice, Jamal Murray and Michael Porter because you see the number. Oh, Jamal Murray dropped 30 today, or Michael Porter Jr. went off for 33. You hear the loud stuff. You don't hear the quiet stuff, right? And Aaron Gordon's out there guarding the best players and rebounding and hustling and grinding and giving you 15, 7, and 7. And he's the glue guy, in my opinion. He's the guy that kind of puts it all together. That everything's mixing in the pot. Right? You got all the stew. Stew's good. Just you need a little dash of salt. You need a little pepper. You need to add these little things to it, and then you put it together. That's what Aaron Gordon is. He's the seasoning on to make that a perfect stew. And I don't think you can get rid of that guy because you have to find that guy. And I just don't think you're going to be able to get another guy like him. Jamal Murray, as much as Nuggets fans would probably be absolutely not, you can't trade Jamal Murray. And all, he's not what he was. 3-4 years ago, I probably would have felt completely different, right? 2020, 2021, well, 2021 he got hurt, right? Pre that injury, right? Because that's when everything started to decline. I'd have been right up there no, Jamal Murray, that's the guy, right? But he hasn't been that since. And he doesn't take care of his body. The health issues are a big thing, right? You constantly are hearing reports about he's just out of shape and stuff in the off season. It's just, I don't think that he's the guy again, right? If you get the right pieces, sure. I don't think you just trade him just to trade him, but I think if the right move is there, like I think you make that move. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? I feel, what are your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Kind of mixed in the middle? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are. I'd love to hear it either way, so let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you like this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Helps me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.